How can a game that says so little make me feel so much? What the fuck? You know, it takes a lot for a game to make me feel something, and somehow Neva pulled it off with its reveal trailer, which featured jaw-dropping animations with a beautiful score to follow. So of course, I had to play this game as soon as I had the chance. So while I'm a little late to the party, I made sure I was going to show up regardless. And luckily, it came in a bundle with their previous works. Now, I am yet to experience Gris, so I had no idea what I was in for. So I was pleasantly surprised when I was taken on a 5-hour journey that managed to make me feel more than most AAA games out there. And how exactly did it pull it off? Let's get into it. Instead of dialogue, Neva uses beautifully crafted environments, animated shorts, and music to deliver a heartwarming story on themes of parenthood and how far we go to protect those around us. Now, in terms of plot, this is what we have. After a tragic beginning, we find ourselves playing as Alba, who is bonded to a young magical wolf called Neva. And with Neva, we are thrown into this beautiful land where we look to escape and put a stop to these corrupted dark monsters who aim to destroy the light of a bright world. And as the pair's journey take them throughout different seasons, we see how their development changes into a beautiful and loving relationship. It is very impressive that with a soundtrack and animation full of heart, this game managed to make me feel something, which is rare, okay? I normally have a start of stone and it ripped it away. And this was all while using one singular piece of dialogue, being Neva. I know I keep mentioning it, but this game is truly a blessing to look at. I don't think there was a level or event where I wasn't stunned by this game. Whether that was reflections, background, the designs, sound effect, cutscenes, you name it. I was just completely in awe by the presentation of Neva. Now, I don't want to spoil anything, but there is a number of stressful and quite frankly gruesome events in this game that probably could have done with a warning at the start of the game. Now, for me, this isn't an issue, but I see that there could be some parts that feel a bit too squeamish to witness, especially if you are an animal lover. They do not hold back in any way, so prepare yourself for that. Now, when we take control, we find ourselves platforming through different levels via jumping, double jumping, and air dash, which we'll have to combine to get across various layouts and puzzles of the game, and honestly, this felt both really responsive and really fun to play. While it doesn't have the most difficult levels, it still had a number of tricky sections that made me put the work in, especially when I would mistime a jump or go headfirst into an extremely obvious hazard. No level repeats itself, so now you don't have to worry about this being repetitive as you make your way through unique stages, with one of my favorites being based on reflections. Combat again is pretty simple, where we have the options to swing our sword, hit a downward strike, or dodge roll to avoid enemy attacks, which is pretty important as we are given only 3 points to traverse and battle our enemies, where each hit will take an entire point. And our only way to heal is by chaining combos against enemies without taking damage, as over time, this will regenerate our hit points. Now, we can't forget about our baby Neva, where over time, they will be able to assist in battle with various abilities that they learn throughout their journey. And these make such a difference of combat that whenever we find ourselves separated from Neva, I absolutely felt the difference in battle, and I just wanted our baby back. The flow of fights are really fun, and again, aren't too difficult, but it's safe to say there were scenarios and boss fights that took me a few attempts to get past them. So while it's not the hardest game in the world, it definitely keeps you on the toes and requires you to focus on your timings, but nothing crazy difficult. And if you are struggling, there is a story difficulty option available for you there if you just want to focus on the narrative of the game. So it never took me around 5 hours to complete, and I never found myself bored or bothered by the game. But I could probably see how those moments where you're running through a field just watching the scenery could hurt someone's interest, especially if they are just looking to get a swing of things. But for me, I absolutely adored those moments as it allowed me to take a step back and think on the previous events. I'm probably stating too many positives and negatives about Neva, but honestly, I have been sitting here thinking of any negatives to balance out this video, but I'm having a really tough time thinking of any, as I had such a good time playing this game, and I'm not someone to try and find negatives if they don't really jump at me. This is probably one of the coziest experiences in gaming that had me wanting nothing more than the best for everyone involved in the world of Neva. This game is a reminder to step out of the AAA landscape and dive into the world of indie games, as due to its combat, soundtrack, and storytelling, I was able to feel connected to this game in a way that I have with very few games out there. This is definitely going to be an experience that stays with me for a long time, and because of Neva, I am very excited to try their previous game Grist in the new year, to see if that one manages to catch my heart as well. So if you have a few hours to spare and unsure what to play, absolutely take a chance on Neva, because you may unlock a side of yourself you never realized was there. Thank you all for getting to this end of this very short Neva video. As always, I try to keep spoilers down to minimum, so if you are interested at all or play the game and have your own comments on it, feel free to drop them in the comment down below. But if you want to see my reactions for any reason at all, you can feel free to check out my VOD, which will also be in the description down below. But until next time, I just want to wish you a happy holidays, and I will see you when I see ya. See ya.